Hi everyone and welcome. Great customer service is no accident and requires careful and deliberate coordination across every team inside your organization. Every function, every team member, even partners outside of your organization influence the experience that your customers receive every day. To get us started, raise your hand if you've contacted customer service about an issue or a question in the last 24 hours. See a few hands. Last 7 days. There we go, more hands. Okay, last month. There we go. Recall that interaction. Was it low friction? Did you get your problem solved on the first call? That interaction, while you may not remember who you spoke with, you probably recall how that interaction made you feel. And it probably influenced the way that you feel and perceive that product or organization. Customer service agents operate at the front line, providing great customer experience. Their jobs are by no means easy, and you need expert knowledge, great insight, and great customer service capabilities to provide that experience. My name is Trevor Bloking. I am Senior Manager of Product Management here at AWS and Amazon Connect. I lead our product management teams for agent empowerment capabilities, which include unified workspace, guided workflows, and AI-powered agent assistance. I'm joined today by Alex Schremeyer, Senior Solutions Architect at AWS, and Scott Brown, SVP of Customer Experience at Frontdoor Incorporated. Over the next 50 minutes, we'll be diving into how Amazon Connect helps customers provide great customer experience, and also how Frontdoor has leveraged Amazon Connect to drive transformation in its business. Luckily, the results of my informal poll match the research here. 83% of customers say that good experience drives loyalty. This means happier customers, better retention, and better business outcomes. But show of hands, who here knows what the number one driver of satisfaction? Is it perhaps getting to speak to an agent really quickly? Maybe it is always being available. While these are both very important, the number one driver of satisfaction is actually being able to solve a problem on the first contact. Customers want their problems solved now, and they want them solved for good. At Amazon, we are no strangers to this problem, and we challenge ourselves each and every day to obsess over customer experience. For example, in our retail business, we started with 2-day shipping, and we've continued to surprise and delight with same-day delivery. Alexa offered an opportunity to reimagine how consumers interact with AI every day, be it answering questions or automating your home and living experience. We also recognized that technical teams wanted a better way to build applications quickly. And with AWS, we now enable technical teams to be able to build sophisticated applications and business processes without having to worry about things like hardware and scale. And with all of this, we had to approach customer service differently. Drawing from our deep expertise and industry knowledge, we designed Amazon Connect through extensive iteration and testing. Our goal was to build an application that was intuitive and enabled customer service agents to focus solely on the customer, and for administrators and supervisors to control and configure the experience through point-and-click actions. Today, tens of thousands of customers leverage Amazon Connect to deliver millions of differentiated contacts each and every day, with AI at its core. Actually, fun fact, we've been delivering AI in Contact Center since 2017. We have transformed how customers build conversational chatbots and IVR, including making it easy to enable conversational analytics in just a few clicks. AI enables our workforce forecasting capabilities to deliver highly accurate agent forecasts, and AI also enables us to improve customer profile data through automated identity resolution. Last year, we leveraged generative AI and launched Amazon Q and Connect, which provides tailored recommendations and responses to agents, leveraging information like your company knowledge and your website. Generative AI also enables really great and succinct after-call summaries for agents and supervisors, providing concise and complete summaries in less time. And we love seeing the improved efficiency that our customers are seeing leveraging AI, and we continue to invest heavily in this space. But let's get to the heart of today's conversation and talk about driving agent productivity, making those agents be superhuman problem solvers. Being superhuman starts with a relentless focus on the 4 problems that agents face when delivering great customer experience. The first is data everywhere. Take mental note of all the sources of customer information inside your business. I'm guessing it's probably quite a bit. Things like order history are often siloed in disconnected systems, and agents need to be able to access that information, all of that information, at a moment's notice. Beyond that, they've got to navigate a number of tools, sometimes 10, 20 plus different applications to deliver great customer experience. To use an analogy, imagine that one browser tab that we always can never find in the sea of massively open browser tabs that we all have. Besides having to wrangle data and systems, they need to have access to the right knowledge to solve that problem. This means the right product information, perhaps the right company policies, customer insights to know, are they eligible for an upgrade? All of this information comes together while having to provide great experience, having to listen, interpret, and problem solve. So doing all of this in a few minutes on a conversation with a customer sounds really easy, doesn't it? Not quite. Consider a customer journey that spans, in this case, both self-service and agents. First, a customer opportunity arises. Next, customers may engage with self-service or agents or both. And in the case of an agent interaction, agents will go through a process of identifying the customer's need, problem, or question, and then pairing that with a tailored solution specific to that individual customer and that problem. Traditionally, agents rely upon training, support documentation, even each other, to learn these processes. With Amazon Connect agent empowerment capabilities, customers can begin to understand, standardize, and drive automation inside their contact center. Take Amazon Connect step-by-step guides as an example. We launched Amazon Connect step-by-step guides, which is a visual guided workflow application that actually steps agents through every single step necessary to solve that problem. With step-by-step guides, instead of referring to knowledge amongst each other or standard operating procedures, agents just follow the guide. Now imagine you're an agent dealing with a contact that you're not familiar with, moving into a different part of your organization, or perhaps you're just new to the business. Just follow the guide. Need help answering a specific question, one that you may not be familiar with? Well, Amazon Q and Connect, our generative AI-powered assistant, can provide that and also recommend exactly which guides that will suit that situation. And eventually, following this process of codifying each interaction and contact type through guides leads to process standardization, and then identifies areas and opportunities to begin to drive standardization and automation as well. However, in many organizations, we find that self-service and agent are disconnected and potentially owned by different departments. The contact center teams focus on agents, sometimes IVR as well, and there might be other teams that are focused on digital self-service. Both are creating workflows, knowledge content, tools, and systems to go solve customer problems. And this creates a challenge. As best, it's creating duplication inside the organization, and at worst, it starts to expose organizational boundaries to your customers. It makes it very different for them to traverse through different channels, often getting different or inconsistent answers based upon which channel they've come through. Drawing on our experience running Amazon's own businesses and working with our customers, we believe that there's important connective tissue between self-service and agents. Amazon actually took an approach of using common capabilities to power both agent experiences and self-service. And by leveraging the same capabilities to do both, which drives our product strategy here at Amazon Connect, you avoid that duplication, can generate shared insights between channels, and it can make it very easy to ensure that customers can seamlessly cross channels when the need arises. Imagine step-by-step guides, which I just mentioned before. We launched that initially focused on driving standardization and productivity for agents. In March of this year, we actually launched that to self-service as well. So now you can use the same guides that originally made agents highly productive to drive self-service experiences as well. And by leveraging the same capabilities, if, for example, a customer is halfway through a self-service guide and needs to speak to an agent, that information is completely transferred automatically to the agent so they can pick up the interaction without the customer ever needing to repeat themselves. And eventually, by following this process, you drive great and once you follow this process and start to drive adherence to those processes, you begin to drive automation opportunities inside your business, moving some of the lower complexity, higher volume items to self-service, which frees your agents to focus on the next most complicated items, which are where their valuable skills are most needed. One final benefit of using the same capabilities is that you can make one change and deploy it everywhere. Imagine changing a standard operating procedure, which historically may have meant coordination across digital product teams, contact centers, retraining. In this situation, with step-by-step guides and other capabilities like Amazon Q and Connect, you just make that update once, and now both self-service and your agent experiences have access to all the latest information. So what does that look like for agents? Well, it starts with a unified agent workspace that pulls together capabilities like omni-channel contact handling, case management, knowledge management, task management as well, into a single pane of glass. We have guided workflows to help agents be highly productive. This could also mean reducing onboarding time for new agents or time to proficiency when cross-skilling agents as well. And with generative AI, the ability to provide highly tailored and recommended answers or guides to agents in real time based upon what the customer is asking directly in that call. And you may ask, well, what does self-service have to do with an agent empowerment presentation? Well, one of the best ways to improve agent productivity is actually to automate some of the lower complexity, high volume work or pre-work before an agent ever gets involved. And customers today leverage Amazon Connect's fully integrated voice and chat self-service capabilities to provide great self-service experiences deployed in less time and less cost. We have native insights to monitor how those chatbots are actually handling contacts, including identifying common issue drivers, which could create an opportunity to find more automation capabilities. And most recently this week, we've announced that Q and Connect, first launched for agents, now can also be used to drive generative AI self-service capabilities as well. Again, closing that loop, using the same knowledge content, the same website content to drive recommendations, answer customer questions directly, invoke guides, or decide when an agent is necessary to solve that problem. And by pulling these together, it's this approach of using shared capabilities across both that allows you to drive that truly seamless experience. You can either drive automation through self-service or greater productivity through agents, be it through standardization and automation of that work. And while I've showed you our agent workspace today, we are very focused on orchestrating these capabilities across a variety of mediums. Be it if your agents are using our workspace application, other applications, maybe like CRM, or even homegrown applications as well. We've got a robust set of APIs and capabilities to meet your agents where they are today. What are our customers saying? We have a number of customers today who leverage these capabilities to do things like drive down agent training time by 30%, reduce handle time by 10%, or leverage our workspace capabilities and integrated omni-channel capabilities to serve customers better and in less time. But to bring this all to life, I'd actually love to show you the product live in action. And to do that, I'm going to invite Alex Schremeyer, Senior Solutions Architect at AWS, to walk you through the product. Alex, over to you.
Great. Thanks, Trevor. Today, I'm excited to show you how Amazon Connect orchestrates seamless customer interactions across both self-service and agent experiences. We'll follow a customer journey that demonstrates how the same powerful capabilities work together to deliver consistent, personalized experiences, whether a customer is in self-service or they're working with an agent. In this demo, we're going to follow Sophia's journey as she explores home insurance options. You'll see how her experience unfolds in 3 key phases. First, we'll watch how Sophia engages with an AI-powered self-service experience. When life interrupts Sophia's quote process, as often happens in the real world, we'll see how Amazon Connect maintains context for future engagements. Next, we'll see how personalized outreach can be used to re-engage Sophia, ensuring that her contact is seamlessly transitioned into the next phase without the interruption. And finally, we'll observe how an agent can pick up exactly where Sophia left off, using the same tools that powered her self-service experience. Throughout the journey, you'll notice how Amazon Connect orchestrates a consistent experience across all channels, maintains context at every touch point, and uses the same powerful capabilities to assist both the customers and agents. This approach not only creates better customer experiences, but also drives operational efficiency and business results. Ready? Let's see this in action. We're going to follow Sophia as she explores this home insurance quote process, and she's going to start at any company's website. She's going to open up the chat interface that's embedded here, and she's immediately greeted by name. She's previously visited, so she's provided some of this information before, and this helps set the tone for the conversation. She starts by asking the question that brought her here. In this case, she recently bought a home and wants to know what her coverage options are. The answers provided are powered by a generative AI assistant for customer service, Amazon Q and Connect. Q and Connect is powered by your knowledge base information to provide real-time assistance to both customers and agents across chat, like you see on the screen here, as well as for voice and other digital interactions. Amazon Q and Connect can be turned on in this self-service experience in just a few clicks and can provide the right answers while also carrying a conversation. Here, it's able to not only provide an overview about the available home insurance options, but it's also able to dive into follow-up questions about the differences. When needed, interactive forms can take over, providing a structured path for collecting information, in this case, like property details. These are powered by Amazon Connect guides, and these same forms are used or created using a no-code drag-and-drop editor. The same process is used for creating both customer-facing guides, like you see here, as well as agent-facing guides, reducing the effort across modalities and allowing for consistent experiences. The entire experience is going to be driven by a powerful omni-channel engine, Amazon Connect Flows. Flows allow you to create an experience once, say for chat, and then reuse it across voice or your other digital channels. And by leveraging flows, actions taken in guides can be processed in real time by Amazon Q and Connect. Here, it's providing a preliminary quote based on the details entered by Sophia. And it's using the information in the underlying enterprise data store it has access to come up with a solution. Sophia wants to get more clarity on her potential premiums. So she mentions a previous incident, and by collecting and processing this information in the self-service experience, she's relieved to hear that it shouldn't negatively impact her premiums. Amazon Q and Connect can also be personalized, giving you control over its tone and behavior. And you can also incorporate various data to augment your knowledge articles and tailor the conversation in real time. Part of this is also the ability to implement guardrails, acknowledging where, in this case, a licensed agent is needed to provide a definitive answer and then providing that option to Sophia. Sophia isn't quite ready to talk to an agent at this point in time, but she does want to make sure that she doesn't lose any of the work that she's done so far. So she decides to fill out some key information in this self-service experience. Any company insurance is able to securely collect sensitive data and process this. Information such as social security numbers, credit card numbers, addresses, and more. And in doing so, ensures that agents don't have to interact with this type of sensitive data. As Sophia enters additional information, not only is it easy for her to provide the right details, but it will reduce the manual effort required by a licensed agent later. It'll also allow for a more efficient interaction so the agent can resolve the issue quickly. Throughout this process, any details that have already been provided through the conversation are pre-filled but editable if Sophia needs to go back. And Sophia just has to add the information about either herself or her property. As we mentioned, Sophia gets to the last section, but she gets interrupted by an incoming call. She's distracted and doesn't fully complete the form. But don't worry, this information will be ready to continue when she comes back so that she can get the quote that she's looking for. Now let's shift gears and talk about how Amazon Connect handles this incomplete interaction. After the previous conversation, a detailed record was automatically created, combining Sophia's interaction history with her provided information. This is called a customer profile. A few days later, a customer acquisition specialist runs an analysis on high-value, incomplete quotes using Amazon Connect's intelligent segmentation capabilities. They're able to easily trigger an automated personalized outreach campaign, and Sophia is one of the members in that campaign. This proactive approach helps prevent lead loss and helps any company drive their business outcomes. Here, when Sophia responds to the outreach, let's take a look at how seamlessly she's connected to John, a licensed insurance agent at any company. Sophia responds to this outreach, and Amazon Connect's intelligent routing ensures that she's matched with an agent specialized in home insurance quotes. She's connected with John, and at the moment of contact, John's screen immediately displays a comprehensive view of Sophia's journey, including her initial chat interaction, as well as the partially completed quote. Let's continue to follow this conversation from John's point of view. This agent interface, powered by the same easy-to-create guides as Sophia was interacting with previously, provides John with clear, step-by-step information to complete Sophia's quote. The system pre-populates all previously collected details and allows for efficient continuation of this process. After collecting the remaining quote information, a crucial next step is determining the flood zone for the property that Sophia has purchased. To help, John leverages his built-in generative AI assistant. Just like we saw in the self-service experience, this is also powered by Amazon Q and Connect. And here, in his workspace, it's tailored to providing agents real-time assistance. He asks Q about Seattle flood zones and has provided access to relevant documentation and a specialized guide containing an integrated FEMA flood zone application, all without having to leave his main application. John's able to see, navigating through the map in his interface, that the property is located in Zone X, which is a moderate risk area. But he sees it's near a river, which is Zone AE. And that's a high-risk flood zone. He explains to Sophia the options available to her and the risk included, and what that would mean for her coverage options. After discussing these implications, Sophia decides to add flood insurance to her policy. As we get back to the contact, John sees that the next step is to process the quote. When he proceeds with this step, he's able to see Sophia's eligible discounts based on all of the provided information collected previously. With all of this information in his workspace, he's able to explain the discounts that are available because of things like the security system, the new home discount, the safety features. When Sophia inquires about bundling options, John receives real-time support from the same Amazon Q assistant. This allows him to confidently explain how policy bundling works. And he highlights the 15% discount available when signing up for a multi-line policy. Sophia declines the auto bundle today, but she's pleased to be informed about her options if she decides to get this discount in the future. The final steps of this process flow smoothly, as John helps Sophia review her quote, confirm her payment options, acknowledge policy agreements, and with all of the details verified, John processes the quote in real time. This seamless experience demonstrates how Amazon Connect empowers agents with the tools and information they need to provide efficient, knowledgeable service while maintaining a personal touch throughout the customer journey. As we've seen through Sophia's journey, Amazon Connect delivers truly transformative customer experiences that benefit both customers and businesses. First, we saw a powerful self-service experience where Amazon Q and Connect and Guides work together to provide intelligent assistance and structured data collection. Q in Connect offered conversational support, while Guides had a clear path to collect the information needed, the same tools that would later assist our agent John in the workspace. Second, we talked about how Amazon Connect's customer profiles served as the foundation across all interactions. The profile created during Sophia's self-service experience informed our intelligent segmentation, it powered the outbound campaign, and it gave John immediate context when Sophia's interaction arrived in his workspace, ensuring a consistent and contextual experience throughout the journey. And finally, we saw how Amazon Connect empowers agents with the same unified tools used in self-service. John accessed the same guides for structured workflows and leveraged Q and Connect for real-time assistance. And this demonstrates how these shared capabilities create consistency while enhancing agent efficiency. The result? A seamless omni-channel experience that helps to reduce customer effort through consistent experiences across channels, helps increase operational efficiency by using the same tools that you use for self-service as well as for your agent interactions. This helps enhance customer satisfaction through personalized and contextual engagements, which drives business growth by converting more opportunities into outcomes. This is just one example of how Amazon Connect can transform customer experience. Whether you're in the financial services industry, retail, healthcare, or any other industry, Amazon Connect provides the tools and the capabilities needed to deliver exceptional experiences at scale. But don't just take my word for it. I'm excited to welcome Scott Brown, Senior Vice President of Customer Experience at Frontdoor, to the stage. Frontdoor has implemented many of these capabilities we just demonstrated and have seen remarkable improvements in their customer experience, their agent productivity, and business agility. Scott, can you tell us more about Frontdoor and what your contact center transformation has looked like?
Sure. Thank you, Alex. As Alex mentioned, my name is Scott Brown. I'm the SVP for Customer Experience at Frontdoor. I have been involved working in contact centers for the better part of 20 years, including tech firms like Dell Technologies and Amazon, as well as consumer products companies like Starbucks and now Frontdoor. And I can tell you in those years, and there's context for that, in those years of experience, I have RFP'd, I have evaluated, I have selected, negotiated, deployed, failed deployment, redeployed, failed deployment again, re-RFP'd, replaced, and retired just about every contact center technology and platform you can imagine. It's exhausting. And that's why it's really refreshing to be working with Amazon Connect and the experience we have here. And that's why I'm really excited to be sharing our experience with you guys. Okay. We really are Frontdoor. We have two brands. We are a mid-sized company, about $1.8 billion in revenue. We are headquartered in Memphis, Tennessee, with about 2,000 completely remote employees. We go to market with two main brands, American Home Shield, which is really our traditional home warranty product, and Frontdoor, which is a newer product that is digital home services. I think virtual experts of plumbers, electricians, and appliance techs, and everything you can imagine, handymen, that can help you virtually with about any problem you have in your home. We are the leading provider of home warranties in the United States. We have about 2 million members. We operate in all of the lower 48 states. We used to operate in Hawaii and Alaska. We recently got out of those markets. We handle about 4 million service events a year. And we were founded in 1971, so we've been at this for about 53 years. And then what we like to consider sort of our secret sauce is we have 16,000 independent contractors across the nation. Everything from plumbers, electricians, AC technicians, appliance technicians, even some handymen, everything you can imagine that can help you fix issues that go wrong in your home. We have a relationship with those guys across the United States. Okay, so what's a home warranty? It's very similar to home insurance, which Alex talked about previously. Unlike home insurance is when you have some sort of catastrophic event in your home. Think a fire or a flood or a natural disaster. We are really a subscription-based service that is an insurance product that will cover any of the systems in your home due to normal wear and tear. So think that you live here in Las Vegas, it's summer, it's 110 degrees outside, and your air conditioning fails. Don't call your home insurance company, you call your home warranty company. We will assign a contractor, we will fix or replace that, we will repair or replace that unit and get you up and running. So like many other insurance products, it's pretty simple. Choose your plan. Plans vary based on the amount of coverage you want. Pay an annual or monthly premium. When a covered item breaks in your contract, request service, pay what we call a trade service fee, which is very similar to an insurance deductible. We will assign a contractor. They will come out and diagnose your issue. They will repair it on the spot if they can. If they can't, they will order or repair parts. Or if they can't repair it, we will replace it. And then we pay the contractor directly for any covered expenses. In support of those 16,000 contractors in the field, my team manages a global network of about 2,000 call center agents. We primarily are focused in the Philippines. We have about six sites there. We have 2 in Central America. We have one in West Africa and Ghana. And we have about 600 internal employees that are all working virtually, working from home. We've been working with AWS and Amazon Connect basically since about 2019, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. And really the things we're struggling with, which is I'm sure kind of a lot of the things that you guys are struggling with, we have a fairly complex product. We do a lot of communication and coordination back and forth between our members and that network of 16,000 contractors that I talked about. It is a very seasonal business. We see a good portion of our volume spike in June, July, and August when the weather gets hotter. We see a lot more failures of air conditioning systems and overall systems in general. So we have a pretty big seasonal spike in the summer. And like a lot of companies that are serving the home services industry, we're seeing a shift in our member base from older baby boomers to more home ownership from millennials. And that's important because they're digital natives and they've grown up to expect an online, digital, easy experience. And so we're having to cater to those customers, and it's forcing us to change the way we think about the business. AWS is helping us with agent experience, task management, and we're now starting to test into AI. We'll talk a little bit about that when Alex comes back up. And there's a variety of impact to agents we're looking at, but if I can kind of sum that up, we're really looking to how can the tools that are available to us with Connect help us accelerate the path to proficiency for our agents. We have a very complex product, and it takes a long time to take someone that's inexperienced in our product, hire them, onboard them, and ramp them up to a period of where they're being at their peak proficiency or peak productivity. Okay, So with that, I'm going to ask Alex to come back up, and we're going to just have a little bit of a chat of some of the experiences that we've had.
Do you want to take the other seat?
I don't care.
Yeah?
Yep, sure.
I think everyone's here to see you, not me.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Thanks, Scott. And I am so grateful that you are here today and for the work that our teams have been doing together. It's really, really fantastic. To get us started, speed in business matters. You've just talked about a lot of transformation that's happened in your business. I hear from customers all the time. Can you tell us a little bit more about how Amazon Connect has helped Frontdoor be more agile?
Sure. Let me go back a little ways. As they say, necessity is the mother of invention, and there was never a period where we needed to get more creative than in March of 2020. We were operating fine. COVID hit, and we immediately, very quickly, had to deal with some really seriously challenging transitions. We had to send people home to make sure they were safe. We needed to provision them with laptops and desktops so they could actually operate from home. We had to test our internal systems to make sure that our internal systems were up to the task of that much remote work. And then more importantly, we had to pick up the phones and serve our members. And the one area where we excelled was in Amazon Connect and being able to get back on the phones and start talking to our members. We've been working with Connect in 2019. We had a plan in 2020 to roll it out across our network of 2,000 agents over a 12-month period. And all of a sudden in March, we had to take that 12-month plan and bring it down to 12 days. And with Connect, we were able to get 500 agents up and running within 3 days and another 1,500 within a week. And so once we did the sort of basic building blocks of being able to pick up the phone, then we realized we were kind of being overwhelmed with demand. There was two things driving that. One was our agents are in a completely new environment working from home. So productivity wasn't what we had seen in the contact centers. And then number two, all of our members were working from home too. So they're putting more strain on all of their home systems. So we were seeing an increase in our claims rate. So that increase in volume really allowed us to start looking then at courtesy callback. And courtesy callback is a function within Amazon Connect that allows you to identify the wait time, offer up an option to the customer to be contacted back when they reach the head of the line so they don't have to sit there and wait on hold. We deployed that relatively quickly, and we were able to cut the number of people waiting more than 5 minutes in half. And to date, since 2020, I think we've offered it up about 5 million times.
Wow, that is truly a testament to your pace of innovation and also just focus on relentless experience for your customers. 12 days, I think, is a number that's going to be burned into my mind for a while. I'm envious, having also been in contact center migrations myself as well. But the audience here today is really here to learn about how we drive agent productivity. Can you share more about how Frontdoor has driven agent productivity and the success you've seen since working with Connect?
Sure. So number one, once we deployed onto Amazon Connect, we were struggling to understand what was going on with our agents. They were working from home and we lost quite a bit of visibility. We're no longer able to just walk around the contact center floor and understand what's going on. Unfortunately, Connect came with a very robust set of out-of-the-box agent metrics, all the metrics that we'd expect to see. And so it allowed us to really quickly understand where we were having issues, where we were seeing outliers, get our managers and supervisors involved in coaching those outliers to bring them up to the level of productivity of their peers. So that helped tremendously. I mentioned courtesy callback earlier. That helped tremendously in terms of like shifting demand around. So they weren't looking at calls in queue and seeing 100. It was not overwhelming. So from a productivity and sort of ability to be comfortable with our agents be comfortable, that helped a lot. And then finally, one of the areas that we had traditionally sort of not been doing so well is meeting our commitments to our members in terms of calling them back when we told them we would follow up with something. I think the best way to describe it was agents with sticky notes all over their monitor, and sort of good intentions that, oh yeah, I'm going to get back to this customer after I talk to this contractor or I find out where this part is. Not a very efficient process. So what we did was we looked at Amazon Connect tasks, which allows you to sort of automatically generate a task, assign it, put dates to it, and then it'll automatically pop up in that agent's queue and remind them, hey, this is the time you're supposed to get back in touch with this customer, or this is the time you're supposed to reach out to that contractor, or this is your research time to go find out what happened to that part. So those are the things that kind of really help from a productivity perspective.
None of us are guilty about having a bunch of Post-it notes anywhere, I'm sure. But you just mentioned the transition to not being able to see the agents, having to go fully remote during the pandemic. How has Amazon Connect changed the manager experience?
So good question. So one of the things that we are doing with Contact Lens, so Contact Lens is able to take the call or take the chat, completely transcribe it, add sentiment to it, and also add call summary to it. So we've been using Contact Lens, we've been using Contact Lens to automate part of our QA process, to identify those things that are sort of transactional in nature that our QA team kind of had been looking at. Things like, did they authenticate the member? Were they following policies and procedures? Were they escalating up to a supervisor when appropriate? And we're able to flag those things with Contact Lens, and then that really frees up our quality assurance team to focus on the more softer skills of the agents. Things like, where are they exhibiting empathy and creative problem solving. So that's helped us tremendously from that perspective. And then the other thing we're doing with Contact Lens, which I'm really excited about just from a documentation perspective, being able to take those transcripts and those call summaries, automatically generate them, automatically append them to our system of record in the notes section, which is hopefully going to greatly reduce the amount of after-call work it takes for an agent to wrap up a call.
Yeah, that process of sort of observing the work that's happening in your contact center, standardizing it, and then finding areas to drive automation makes a lot of sense. And it kind of leads me actually to my next topic, which is driving business outcomes with generative AI.
Yep, super top of mind for a lot of people, super important, and something I'm pretty bullish about. So.
Yeah, I am too. But I'd love to understand, tell me, how is generative AI changing your approach to delivering great customer experience?
Okay, well, a couple of things. We're approaching this from a multi-phase, multi-prong, multi-year journey perspective. AI is not one and done. It is something that you're going to have to iterate on, tune models, reformat data. It takes work. So it's not a silver bullet. So if anybody's thinking that's not really how it works. There's really two things that we're doing with AI. One is more, I'd say, sort of generative AI greenfield, where we're kind of taking Bedrock and we're evaluating, can Bedrock make the same kind of decisions that our agents make with respect to contract coverage. So understanding from a call and understanding our contract and putting those two together and say, is this an issue that should be covered under this contract, yes or no? And then we're validating that with our most experienced authorizers or claims adjusters and saying, how accurate are we there? We started off, I'll be honest, we were not very accurate. We started off, we were like 50%, not very good. We're now like in the high 80s, so we're super excited about that. But these are things that we are looking to supplement, not supplant, agent decision-making authority, right? They will always be, at least at this point in time, the final decision maker. And then the other thing that we're doing besides that is we're looking at Queue and Connect, which really is allowing you to build workflows throughout the call that will proactively prompt answers to questions that are occurring during the call. So far, we've built about 40 use cases. We're piloting with about 50 agents. And this is really important. We're using the agents to provide the feedback to find out what's working. What is Q getting right? What is it maybe not getting right? What is it missing? What more could it add? And then we're using their feedback to really tune the model and continue to iterate. And once we get better at that, we'll continue to expand not only the number of use cases that we're looking at, but also the number of agents that we have deployed to that are testing it for us.
Yeah, and that focus on leveraging the agents to sort of perfect the cycle, because we all know that generative AI is as good as the information that's fed into it, just like any system. So really that focus on using those agents and making them highly effective and using them to sort of tune the capabilities makes a lot of sense. And actually on that topic, this week we announced that Q and Connect can now also be used to create generative AI experiences for self-service. Mm-hmm. How are you thinking about sort of incorporating those capabilities into your business?
Okay, so based on what I was just talking about, Q and Connect, we're going to continue to iterate on that. And when we are to a point where we've covered a sufficient number of use cases, we've expanded it to the broader population of agents, we have 2,000 agents, we feel really comfortable that the guides are providing the answers that we want, and our agents are giving us feedback that say, yeah, this is a really helpful tool. It's helping me make these decisions. Then we're going to look at those and say, okay, what part of the use cases and the guides are we comfortable with putting out on our website for self-service? There are some things, obviously, we feel great about customers self-serving with. Transactional things that are sort of known answers that aren't kind of up for debate, yeah, we're going to put that out there. Things that are a little more challenging, like maybe we don't approve every claim. If we have to deny a claim, that's a conversation that we want to have with that member. So I think that's another thing that's sort of super important. It's not just what can you feed into self-service, but what do you not want to feed into self-service? What are the things that are important enough that you want agents handling? And I think as you think through this, maybe that's even a better place to start is, what are the use cases where we really want agents to be involved? And what are the use cases where maybe it's not so important?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And that connective tissue between agent and self-service experiences is really, really important. And as sort of you perfect the capabilities, the transactional items move into self-service, but you will always have agents involved in certain areas. Mm-hmm. I'm curious, beyond just the topics that we've covered in self-service, how else are you looking to drive productivity with Connect?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. One is we're going to continue to do the pilots and the use cases that we've been working on with Connect, Q and Connect, with Contact Lens, with Bedrock. We are going to continue to figure out how to expand the number of use cases, expand the population that we can provide that to. And then the second thing is, so really expanding the current set of capabilities that we have. The second one is we recently acquired another smaller company, home warranty company called 210. So it's really taking all the great things that we've already built in Connect and providing to that smaller company as well, so we can see the productivity lift on that side as well as we do on the American Home Shield side.
Yeah, there it is again, speed, agility, it matters. You've got a really exciting year ahead of you, integrating businesses, you're embracing new technology. It's really, really fantastic. If I was to summarize sort of what you've said in my own words, it's about establishing that think big vision, that really bold vision of how you want to transform your customer experience, but finding small areas to get started and to rapidly iterate. Scott, unfortunately our time is coming to an end. But before we go, do you have any sort of advice for the group here who might be looking to embed generative AI into their contact centers or their business?
I think there's two things I'd leave you with. Number one, start small. Identify simple transactional use cases that you feel comfortable are fairly easy to solve, and get started with that. And be prepared. It's going to take longer, it's going to be more work, and it's going to be more expensive than you originally anticipated. With all the hype going on with AI and everything going on in the media and everything, you're going to be pressured from above or by your board or whoever to basically to do more, right? And to move faster. Resist that pressure. Start small, learn your way into it, and continue to iterate. And it is going to take some time. And then the second one I would say is build a small team. Depending on your favorite term, a skunk works or a tiger team or what have you, and sequester them so they're not getting distracted by other tech priorities. And let them go build, right? Let them go experiment. Let them do build the models and iterate and find out what works and what doesn't and tune and retune and all those things. Leave them alone. Let them go do that. Have them report back, right? What's progress? But let them go and build. So I think those are the only two things. And I will say that we're going to be available at the end here,
Yep.
probably at the back of the, I don't know, this isn't a room, but whatever this is, back over there. And I have two members of my team here. Jeremy Burek, who is our AI expert. He's running all of our points, our proof of concepts on AI. Sorry, I know it's rude to point, I apologize. And Ben Moore, runs all of our Amazon Connect deployment. He's deployed everything that we've done with Amazon Connect in the last 5 years. So if you have softball questions, you can pitch them to me. But if you have hardball questions, ask those guys.
I think you could take the hardball questions too. But thank you, Scott. And I really
Thanks for having me, Trevor.
appreciate your time here today. And just to wrap up our session, CX transformation is not just about technology, as you've heard from Scott today and all of us. And we here at Amazon Connect are here to help you on that journey. At Amazon, we take pride in helping you throughout this entire process. If you need workshops to get started, if you'd like to learn more about how Amazon runs its own businesses and its own approach to customer service, there's workshops, there's training. We are here to help you. And if you've got other sort of questions, a group of us will be at the back of the session here afterwards to answer any follow-up questions that you have. And then one final sort of parting thought. If you'd like to learn more about what we've talked about today, be it Amazon Connect, be it how Amazon.com approaches its own customer service capabilities, be it about some of the self-service features that we've launched this week as well, there will be a number of sessions tomorrow and Thursday as well to go learn more about how our customers are driving outcomes with Amazon Connect. So I absolutely encourage you all to check that out. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time today. Really appreciate it. Please do fill out the session survey at the end, but enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, man.